In a quiet African village nestled deep within the vast, green savannas, a young man named Bakery lived a simple life as a hunter. He was a man of the land, understanding its rhythms, knowing the calls of birds, and feeling the shifts in the winds. Yet, nothing moved him like the love he held for his beloved, Amara. She was the daughter of a respected village elder, known for her wisdom and grace. Their love was pure, blessed by the village, and seen as a bond even the gods smiled upon. But fate had other plans. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped low on the horizon and the orange skies melted into the night, Amara fell ill. No healer could ease her suffering, and soon, the vibrant life that had once filled her eyes dimmed. The village mourned as they buried her under the ancient baobab tree, a sacred place believed to connect the living with the ancestors. Bakery, devastated by the loss, wandered aimlessly through the village. His heart felt as if it had been torn from his chest, leaving behind an emptiness he could not fill. Every morning, he would sit by the baobab tree, praying to the ancestors to return his love. His grief became a part of the village's daily rhythm. He was a shadow of the man he once was. But one night, everything changed. As Bakery lay restless in his small hut, he heard a soft whisper in the wind. It called his name, tender and familiar. Startled, he rose and stepped outside. The night air was cool, and the stars above seemed to shimmer more brightly than usual. The voice grew louder, beckoning him toward the river on the edge of the village. At the riverbank, the wind swirled around him, lifting the leaves and creating ripples in the water. There, just beyond the edge of the river, stood a glowing figure. Bakery's breath caught in his throat. It was Amara, her spirit, radiant and serene, just as beautiful as she had been in life. Her eyes met his, filled with love and sadness. She told him that while her body had passed into the world of spirits, their love still held power. There was a way for them to be together again, but it would not be without great sacrifice. Amara explained that in the spirit world, there was a path he could take to bring her back. But the journey would be dangerous, filled with trials that tested not only his strength, but his very soul. He must travel to the land where the ancestors dwell, a place beyond the mountains, in the valley of the spirits. Without hesitation, Bakery agreed. He would do anything to reunite with her. The next morning, Bakery set out on his journey. He carried with him nothing but a small pouch of herbs and talismans, blessed by the village's elders. The path was treacherous. He crossed rivers, trekked through dense forests, and climbed rocky cliffs. Days turned into weeks, and the further he traveled, the stranger the land became. Trees whispered secrets, the wind howled with voices, and shadows moved in ways that seemed unnatural. As Bakery neared the Valley of the Spirits, he encountered his first trial. A towering figure, dressed in the ancient armor of a long-dead warrior, blocked his path. The warrior spoke in a voice that seemed to echo from the earth itself. "Only those who understand the true meaning of sacrifice may pass," it said. Bakery, remembering the love he had for Amara, knelt and offered the talisman his mother had given him, a symbol of his family lineage. The warrior accepted the offering, allowing him to pass, but warned that the next trial would test his heart. His second trial came in the form of temptation. As Bakery continued his journey, he stumbled upon a beautiful oasis. There, a woman as radiant as the sun invited him to stay. She promised him endless joy, comfort, and riches, far from the grief of his past. For a moment, Bakery hesitated. The weight of his journey and the memories of Amara's loss burdened him. But deep within, he knew that the joy offered by this stranger was hollow compared to the love he had for Amara. Bakery declined the offer and pressed forward, his love for Amara guiding him. Finally, Bakery reached the Valley of the Spirits. The land was vast and desolate, with towering cliffs and swirling mists. In the center stood an ancient tree, twisted and gnarled, its roots seemingly dug into the very fabric of the earth. Amara's spirit appeared once again, her presence glowing softly. She told Bakery that to bring her back, he must give up the memory of their love, the very thing that had driven him this far. Only by releasing her could she be reborn into the world of the living. Bakery's heart shattered at the thought, but he knew what he had to do. With a heavy heart, he knelt before the tree and spoke the words of release, freeing Amara's spirit from the bonds of the past. The earth trembled, and the mists parted. From the roots of the tree, a brilliant light emerged. Amara's spirit began to fade, and as it did, a gentle wind carried her essence away. Bakery, though filled with sorrow, felt a strange peace wash over him. He had fulfilled his promise. When Bakery returned to the village, the people were amazed. Though he had lost the memory of their love, Amara was reborn. A young woman with her spirit's essence appeared in the village one morning, and though neither she nor Bakery knew the depth of their connection, their hearts were drawn to each other once again, just as the spirits had intended. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channels on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok if you have not done so.